And then I said, oh, right, we're live. Hi, welcome to the HarHar podcast. I'm your host, Dorky Dev. Today I'm joined by the Caver J.
The Caver J.
As far as
Listen,
I know,
just
you're
because
the...
I'm the only one that was available doesn't mean you have to resort to flattery, okay?
What? It's been 2 weeks since you've been here. It was.
Hasn't
I like how
been
this
2
is gone.
weeks?
It has been 2 weeks because it was 2 weeks ago. It was us. It was three of us. I missed the middle button somehow. What the fuck is wrong with me? How the fuck did I miss that? Anyways, because it was you, me, Stevin, you, me. Since we've moved to Tuesdays, since the podcast is now on Tuesday. Sorry, Stevin made the joke once last week, so I had to make it once this week. I haven't uploaded them yet. I will say that. They're downloaded, I think. Let me double check.
Well,
Yeah, I have two HarHar podcasts in here. Yeah, I've downloaded both of them.
I don't remember what my excuse was 2 weeks ago.
You mean last week? You were here 2 weeks ago.
Was I here 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that's when we first did Thursday.
Okay, well,
or
last
Tuesday.
week I had to go to a wedding, so that was... Actually, no, I hadn't left for the wedding yet. Why couldn't I make it?
Because you fell asleep.
Yes. I was tired. I remember why I was tired, though, now.
Because you worked your ass off.
Because it was, oh my god, dude. I go into work that day. Let me tell you this story. I go into work that day, and I'm greeted with 24 tickets. 2-4.
That's not bad.
24 tickets. I had it below 10 on Friday. Okay, that is bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. But
Hi!
it was Dev says hi. She says hi, Dev.
I like how I'm yelling
And
in
about
your
the-
ear.
And about that tone, too.
What did I do?
I don't know, honestly. That's kind of the tone that I took it as. But yeah, I had it below 9 tickets, man, and it skyrocketed to freaking 24 over the weekend. Like, that's not even fair. We're not there on weekends. Like, quit submitting tickets.
Why not? I'll just keep submitting them. Jay's fine with it, right?
Nah. Luckily, none of those assholes watch the show, so we're fine.
How's your last week been? Last 2 weeks or so.
Dude, it's been busy. So earlier on in that week, trying to think. Yeah. So, I guess development as far as something that fills up my spare time now is I am now officially the editor for the Not So Great Outdoors podcast. So, hashtag my wife and sister's podcast.
More than welcome to shout it out.
I have been... So that's, for those who have never heard me or her talk about it, they do true crime type stories / ghost stories, all pertaining to the great outdoors, or in their case, the not so great outdoors. A favorite episode of mine that just recently aired, they were talking about Slender Man.
The Slenderman murders or Slenderman himself?
Both.
Okay.
I think.
That's up my alley.
I hear her watching this.
Do they want to join a network?
Dude, some of their crap creeps me out.
Dude, I've been listening to Red Web, which is Rooster Teeth's version of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they cover more the internet side of horror / mystery.
Yeah, which is just that's a rabbit hole I never want to go down. Like if I
It's
gotta have
great.
my pick, I'll take the stuff grounded in IRL before I.
Well, there's some IRL stuff that they've done. Like this week's was the Russian mountain disappearance. Hold on, let me go find it. Where's my podcast?
But
Red Web. It was they did the date Deltov. Yes, Deltov Pass. I can't speak Russian.
she just
Deltlov.
say it again. Dyatlov.
Dyatlov. Pass incident. They just went over that, which is always a fascinating, and I've heard that story so many times. Hey, I figured you guys would probably cover it because it's outdoor mystery. So, Red Web mostly covers internet ones, but then also cover other stuff. So you know, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, you know, hey, if you guys want to, you know, join a network and you know, do video form.
Well, they do YouTube as well. Like they record on YouTube and then they do what we should do and
Rip it
to Spotify. Yeah,
we're bad about that.
we're horrible about it. We've never done it once.
We need to.
I know.
I don't got the time. So on top of it, I'm streaming. What have I streamed this week? Hold on, let me go to my statistics real quick.
Dude, your numbers honestly fatigue me.
Of how much I streamed lately?
Yes, of how much you stream lately.
I've only streamed 18 hours the last 7 days. Last 30 is only 82. Previous 30 though was 99 hours. Like October, I've only streamed 42 hours so far. Mind you, September I streamed for 113 hours.
Yeah, see, those were the numbers that I was just like, no.
But some of those were watch parties. Thank you. So I don't really count those. The watch parties I don't really count as time streamed. It's just time that I would have spent watching a show anyways. I didn't even finish the watch party for that stuff. Not a lot of people were showing up, so I didn't think, right now at least, it's not really a thing that I'm going to worry about. Maybe down the road we'll do watch parties.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I'm really bad about it as well. Like, I just don't have Adobe, so I don't have an easy way to rip it. My editing software doesn't really have that option easily that I've found. So I don't have an easy way to just throw it in there and rip the audio and put it on. If I did, I'd do it. So.
Fair enough. Hey, there you go.
Anchor? The hell's Anchor?
Something that I'm gonna have to learn about.
Hey. Oh, hosting platform. I have
photos.
Okay, I've heard of that now. Okay, right. That's the one that what's his face? Oh, god damn it, the guy from who was part of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 that I met at TwitchCon last year. Who does he's got a new thing that he does that I can't remember. I see it like once or twice a week on my Twitter feed. And they kind of do what Mystery Science Theater does now, but more just like some of the OGs.
Right.
And him. When I met him. That'd be great, because I've been doing this for 3 years and am shit at it still. Because if I could do that, you know, that helps Steven out. Because then I can worry about the audio side of stuff.
Poor Stephen. But yeah, I have photos I have to finish editing, preferably tonight. And then tomorrow I have 2 videos. Which is fun. Also, this wedding I attended, thank God I just shot the wedding. I don't have to edit anything. But even just with shooting the wedding, like, it was for a family friend. and they asked, because it was a stressful time, and so I did it for free.
Yeah, don't do
And
that for free.
And before God, I'll never do it again for free. I'll give you a discount to ease my conscience a bit, but I'm getting money for the next time that shit goes down.
Why do you think I pay
If it
Stevin?
ever
I
goes
pay
down.
Stevin
Like,
for every
if I
video.
go out of my way, like to be quite honest, like I'm not opposed to the idea of doing shoots for people. Like, it's like a fun fact. It was Torn's sister is who the wedding was for, and so Torn himself,
Torn.
yeah, he actually just reached out and was like, "Hey, think of a rate that works for you because you're gonna do mine and my fiance's engagement shoot."
Ooh.
And I was like, "Okay." Like, this whole original idea of me was just, I'm gonna do a side gig for editing photos. Wasn't really planning on shooting any, but I'll do it for him.
Yeah, I'll need you to do my wedding. Hey, girlfriend, come on.
Dude, I swear, dude. If you ever like, please do it. Like, if you can manage it. I'm not saying go horribly out of your way, but if you see the opportunity, please.
Oh, you know I fucking will, because I've seeded this joke now. It could happen 3 years from now.
That would be great. So it's like, it kind of reminds me of my buddy Trav, which you met, right? Or at least you've talked to.
Yeah.
So his wife, she's a jerk about it. They're not quite there yet, but they've been trying to get pregnant, and so they're all like, and so every time she's a joker about it. She's like, so speaking of kids, and we're all kind of like, and it's like, no, we're not there yet.
That's awesome.
She's been this way like the entire time I've ever known her. It's just now she has a new gag. Like,
it's good.
She has a new bit. No,
that's funny as fuck. I like that.
It's great. No, I think it's hilarious.
It's kind of like my bits, like my hard seltzer bit. Speaking of which.
Oh, no.
So, all right. I had 2 more that I needed to try, because I didn't try all 4 from the pack on the show last week.
Yeah.
Or I tried 2. I tried the Black Cherry Truly, and I tried I think I did Raspberry. I did Raspberry Lime, which wasn't great. It's my lowest non-Bud Light seltzer so far. But it's not bad. It smells better than it tastes, but the taste isn't necessarily bad. It's just kind of like, it's blander than the other limes that I've had.
That's just disappointing, man.
Yeah, see, that's my problem with it. The smell is
sad.
there. Like, it smells good.
Yeah.
The taste is just kind of a little bit lacking. And maybe it's that ratio of smell to taste. Maybe that's part of it. But it was, that's why I rated it lower. So speaking of which, I did try on my stream, I tried the blueberry and acacia, Truly, which didn't quite break the top 5. It looks like, if I'm doing my math correctly and counting correctly, it did break the top 10. Comes in at number 9. Just above the Truly Strawberry Lemonade, but just behind the Vizzy Strawberry Kiwi. So the only one in the berry pack I haven't tried yet, funny enough, is the Wild Berry. And it's not entirely true that I didn't try it. Okay, I tried it, but I don't remember trying it or what it tasted like, because I was on substances at that point. So, didn't exactly retain every information I had. And I didn't drink the entire thing, so, like, the flavor didn't really stick, I had, like, a little bit of it that night, but I didn't finish it for some reason. I just didn't. So,
dude, there was just and speaking of alcohol, there was so much alcohol at this wedding.
Yeah?
So much. I didn't even get to drink all that much of it because I was both designated driver as well as the only one legally allowed to drive our rental.
Oh.
And even if I wasn't the only legally allowed one, there was no convincing Star to drive to this place because it was on the and to be fair, it's kind of sketch. But we had to drive along a stretch of access road that was the beach. And there are a few rules that you need to be aware of when you're driving on the beach. Rule 1 is you need to have 4-wheel drive, which the rental had, which we made sure of. Rule 2 is your tire pressure needs to be a certain PSI depending on the weight of the vehicle. Now, all that having been said, Rule 3 is the unwritten rule, and that is be prepared for weird terrain. Because have you ever driven in like deep snow?
Yeah, yes.
Have you? I just listen. I don't make assumptions. I just,
I live in Central Washington. We're known for snow.
Right. See, but I didn't know. So there's 3 types of people. There's the people that avoid snow with a passion. There are people that don't really care what the road looks like, and then there are these people, which the third category is kind of one I fall in. Is like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
It's like I got no choice. Like I gotta go to the place and the thing or whatever. Like work.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's me. I'm like, all right, I'd prefer not to drive in it, but I'll drive.
It's like driving in very deep. It's like driving in deep snow. But at the same time, like if you get to where the tide's far enough out, you can get this nice compact snow, which feels nice. Yes. It just feels like you're driving on a dirt road at that point. Like a nice dirt road, one that's been well used.
Not a lot of gravel and rocks still on it. It's just kind of, you got like you could see exactly where every other person has driven on the road.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, even better than that kind of road, really. The only thing you really had to watch out for was about midway through, there was a bunch of these tree stumps everywhere and these logs that get washed in by the tide. And so yeah, that's a little bit of a minefield. So if you're not careful, you could do that. They were easily avoidable. And then after that, the last sketchy bit is this beach house that they were staying at is by this access road that goes over some dunes. And the one dune, it like goes up real sharp, like by comparison to everything else. And it kind of just peaks over, and you think the drop's going to be freaking insane, and it's really not. But like the initial glance is like you're getting over the hill, and you're like, okay, I'm good.
As it goes.
Yeah. But the real sketch part with that is that it's a blind hill, so just honk your horn and pray that no one's coming over the other side when you are.
And make sure you have like some other. Wait, was it middle day?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. At night, I wasn't all that concerned about it because headlights.
Yeah, headlights. Yeah.
But I had multiple times where I had to drive out of there in the middle of the day, and I was just like, "Please, no."
Yeah, seriously, that's rough.
Yeah, at that point, it's hope and pray nobody's coming, or hope you have the bigger vehicle. It's just one of the two.
Right. Those are always scary to drive. A couple of those in Arizona that I drove.
Drove
across.
It wasn't. Yeah, all in all, it wasn't the scariest bit of driving I've ever done. It definitely is the most interesting in a good while. Brought back memories of riding 4-wheelers.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like, I haven't 4-wheeled in a while. God.
I haven't in years. Like a good true trail ride. Like, not in years. My 4-wheeler hasn't ran in years. It probably won't run now. Honestly,
probably not if you haven't used it in years, dude. You'd have to do a lot of maintenance to get that thing up and running.
Yep, which is why I haven't. It's also at mom and dad's, so it's not like I got a place to put it here in the apartment.
So, upon review, not bad.
Now we're back to the Seltzer.
Hey, I give my review on live, all right? It's kind of legitimately middle of my pack that I have. Like, I think I've legitimately put it right in the middle. It's right below the Truly and Lemonade, because I really like lemonade. Right above the Vizzy Black Cherry Lime, which wasn't bad, but I think this has a better flavor.
Did I have anything new over the weekend? Trying to think, drinks wise. No, I usually stuck with stuff that I knew already, drinks wise. Now, food wise, though, whole different story. We made several nice food discoveries. Me in particular, we were at lunch at this place called Cravings, which has been featured, side note, on Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Ooh.
Or however that show's made. I feel like I screw the title up every time. But they had for their lunch, one of their lunch sandwiches was what they call the Best on the Beach crab cake. So Best on the Beach crab cake sandwich.
Ooh.
And I could see why it was the best crab cake on the beach, because it was freaking phenomenal. I'm not even all that big of a fan of crab cake. It's just
I
something was
love
like
crab cake, dude.
Well, like my problem is I never had good crab cake until that moment.
That's fair.
Like that was just the problem. That was the problem the whole time. And so had that. Tiffany was on a brie cheese kick. So she had a sandwich. So she had a sandwich that featured that there. The next like awesome food discovery I think probably goes to her, because it was this glazed kind of salmon dish with apples and stuff, so it had this sweet and savory kind of thing going for it. Like a little too sweet for me to probably eat all of it. She let me try a bite of it, and I was like, this isn't bad. Definitely way better than I thought I was gonna like it. But not that. Also had brie on that too. So she had brie. Like I think she had more meals with brie than she had without.
Well, maybe she should stop hanging out with Brie and hang out with you.
Yeah. He thinks he's funny.
Bitch, I know I'm funny.
Just give him some LOLs, chat. Like get his confidence up.
I don't need my confidence up. I'm fucking funny. So weird tangent. Have you noticed the DMCA stuff going on with Twitch today?
No, not particularly.
Whole bunch
What's
of people
up?
got DMCA notifications.
Again, this is wave 2 of this, if I'm keeping track.
Yes. Some of these people though have been on the path to make sure it doesn't happen for years. Like Renee, who's pretty big streamer.
Yeah.
She's jumped platforms a couple times and still going. Was hit with it as well, but and I'll read what she says. I've been listening to non-copyright sounds and Twitch / Anjuna Beats, I think is how you say that, for close to 2 years, if not more. I've only had content from a year ago on my Twitch channel. I've been super diligent about DMCA content since 2013, and I still got the warning email. I feel I've taken every possible precaution to avoid copyright strikes. I don't do song requests. I've never done Twitch things. I mute music in-game. What did I do?
Dude, okay, as a side tangent, and coinciding with the DCMA thing, let's talk Twitch things for a minute. Like,
I'm sad it's going away.
What?
I liked it.
Like, it was so...
Oh, fuck. Did I not update that? I thought I updated
Oh my god,
that.
it does. I literally have stream up and I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice it.
I think I went to update it and looked away for a second and thought I did
save it. It says it now.
Yeah, it's because I just typed it.
Oh my gosh.
But
yeah, the fact that Twitch Sings was like up for was like a risk for this
yeah,
stuff.
it's dumb.
It's like hey Twitch, did we not think that through? Or
Well, it's like,
like
I'm debating on
I know
like
we're
whether or not I can do Rock Band.
yeah, right. Like here's I'm wondering if I should open this can of worms or not.
Go for it.
Well, it's like I guess it's not really a big can of worms. Like, I mean, I can make it one, but I'm not gonna. But like, you know, we're on this platform, but I have doubts about the future. You know,
About this,
like
about Twitch.
yeah, just in general at this point, honestly.
I agree. With a lot of the shit.
And really, and quite honestly, taking a step further, is like this show, this channel, that's like it's my only foothold in the platform anymore. Like, you know, and I was never like huge. You know, I'm still not, and so it's not me saying this. You won't be viewed as crucial as someone like Ninja or Tim or whoever, but like I'm not interested, honestly, in going back to streaming regularly on Twitch. I'm
That's
just
fair.
not interested in it anymore. Like,
Honestly,
even if I was to get like, I'm still at the point to where I'm not interested in streaming like general. So no other thing has beckoned me yet. And I only say yet because anything could happen. But to just there's just I feel like there's just too much garbage at this point.
well, my
which
problem
is
with
sad.
Twitch is just a lot of the behind the scenes shit that's been coming out as well.
Yeah, and it just keeps coming.
Uh-huh.
Like, and it's all different stuff. And a lot of the first stuff that was in the first wave has been corroborated. A lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. And I'm just like, huh?
Which makes the stuff that's not 100% corroborated yet.
Probability goes up.
When there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, probability's going up. That it's like, no, this might be. And I'm thinking we got a few people. I'm thinking, you know, in any situation, I'm thinking there's a few people crying wolf. Not everybody, but you know, there's going to be a few.
There's gonna be
not even naming names. Well, it's like, just to kind of clarify my statement, I have no particular person in mind when I say that. That's just human nature.
Well, see, my problem with that, like, not to completely discredit it, because there are, but at the same time, my problem with that narrative is it's part of the narrative that people have used to silence those who are actually affected.
No, that's very true.
Which is why it's such a dangerous narrative. Because, like, in my personal opinion, we should listen to when these things come up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's never been, and that's the thing too, it's like, it's never been, for me personally, it's never been my policy to just jump to that assumption of they're crown wolf. It's cool, let's hear this person out and, you know, kind of go from there. And it's just, that honestly sucks though, because people I've seen, trying to think. Well, I've seen one in particular that got like his channel got like gutted by a lot of like some bad crap like came up, and it just, there's like two sides to every story, you know. So like a lot of things that, you know, he was accused of, and what was kind of sucky is that he admitted that some bad stuff in the past went down, and was just like I've moved on from this, is what he was essentially trying to say. and very few people, including one particular asshole, would ever just wouldn't drop it. And he had the bigger community, and it's just like people preach about it. Just sucks because in situations like this, people only preach fair treatment when it's convenient. Like, they don't make the effort to do it for everybody.
Well, and not to completely counter it, but one thing too that I think about is that your actions may not allow for you to be able to move on to it, because the people who it affected may not be able to move forward from it, because trauma is a real thing that causes stuff. Like, for me,
right,
I've been pretty open about it. My ex and I, we had a very dangerous, like, it got to the point where I was suicidal. And so, like, for me, like, there's a part of me that will probably never fully move on from some of the shit that was said, which sucks, because there's always gonna be that thing that I will never fully have closure on this topic, because I never want to talk to her again,
right?
Because it won't be healthy for me in the end,
right?
But, like, and that doesn't mean that she doesn't have the right to to be better and move forward. But if I ever had the option to talk to her and explain to her what happened and how that affected me going forward, like, I don't, because I would, if my actions ever did that to someone else, I would want them to tell me, because personal opinion, I think it would make me better. Not saying that this is the case with the scenario with you. It's just the narrative, like, part of the narrative that could be taken from.
Well, and here's the difference between, so you're going about it the way it honestly should be done. But like with a lot of these people, like, it's a prime example, just for your situation, right? Is you go and you talk about how it affected you, and you're not going out of your way to drag this person's name through the mud. Like,
I wish I wanted to.
Exactly, though, but
up.
You didn't. Yeah, no, and to be quite honest, there's a big part of me that wouldn't blame you, but that unfortunately is also the part that gotta keep in check, because you're stating what happened and your feelings and all of a sudden, like, you're saying the stuff like as it affected you.
Well, and some of the stuff happened that wasn't.
And of course, the big key thing that is, like, not once have you mentioned this person's name, at least not to me. I don't want to know. Like, I don't need to know. But versus this other situation, I guess the point that I really kind of feel guilty about not kind of giving my 2 cents when it kind of mattered on it, because sometimes people can't change and can't improve if they're not given the opportunity to do so.
And I do believe in improvement and being a better person. There are certain things that I don't think are forgivable, in a sense, like assaulting someone. Like especially with some of the incidents, like with one that always comes to mind for me involves, I don't know if you know who Satellizer is.
Name doesn't ring a bell to me.
The whole incident that happened with him, with a few people, including like Haley Baby, like, watching that unfold pissed me off, because all the evidence points towards what happened. And, like, he just plays it off as, it doesn't happen. It didn't happen. Same with Mini Lad. I don't know if you've seen what happened with Mini Lad recently. I've talked to you about it a little bit. But, like, the dude was sending and getting explicit photos from underage women, which is disgusting and horrible. And you know what he did when the heat showed up? Moved back to Ireland for his mental health.
Yeah.
Which I call bullshit. And it's
Oh yeah, no.
and that's my one of my biggest problems. Like those kind of things shouldn't be forgiven. I do believe
It's
that
like,
people can grow up and not be shitty. But at the same time, like I also know like certain circumstances like don't make that always the easiest to develop into a what people would define as like normal human. Like for me, like I'm terrible at social interaction. That's why I try to be blunt in a social environment because I don't read people. I'm so bad at reading people. And I don't want to make people awkward because I'm not like interpreting things the correct way. Like sarcasm. I'm so bad at sarcasm.
yeah, you are.
it's bad. And there's certain times I pick it up easy. But there are other times where like I have legitimately no idea that this is a joke. And then someone says, "Hey, it was a joke." I'm like, "Oh."
That's one of the things, and we've talked about this too, but that was one of the things that threw me off the most about you when our friendship was fairly new.
Is that
Like,
I don't read people.
I had to realize very quickly. That's the thing, dude. I honestly just thought there was a part of me that was, and a big part, that was just like, he's feeding into this intentionally.
Occasionally I
And then
do. I will fully
and then
admit
it's
that.
like, yeah, not always. And I would probably dare say not most of the time.
At the start, not most of the time. If I pick up on it, I might, and I've talked about it, like occasionally I might give a little bit more of a rise out of it just because it is funny occasionally. Because people like my reactions. So occasionally I feed into it a little bit. Especially when I already have started down the path because I didn't understand what was happening. And then it's like, well, you're already here. Might as well go into it.
May as well just lay into it a little harder now.
Yeah, for a little bit. Just for shits and giggles. And I'll usually admit, hey, I got it like halfway through. Because it's fun occasionally to like when you realize that you're being an idiot, so just go be an idiot for a bit.
Oh, I have a fun story about intentionally being an idiot from this past weekend. If you want to hear it.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, finish your bit.
I was gonna say it's just like there's certain things that like it makes it harder to like for me. I don't have certain social skills like, and I've gotten far better than when I was, but like. The fact that I made it here is impressive and probably shouldn't have happened because socially speaking, the best way to put it is I'm at least some form of like socially inept, or socially disconnected in some ways.
I'll give you disconnected. I think you're not giving yourself enough credit saying inept.
Well, that's fair, because I can read other people interacting with other people really easily. But the moment that gaze gets turned to me, like, it's now a fucking minefield for me to figure out what's actually happening. And there are times where I'm acing it, and there are times where I'm just not even close.
Yeah, well, that's like, to a certain point, that's everybody. Everybody's gonna have their misses with that. You might miss more than others, but
I probably miss
everybody,
like a lot more than others.
Everybody has their misses. Anyway, so the subject has skirted depressing since we started it. So we're gonna talk about something funny now. So over the weekend, like there were like parties at this house multiple nights. So Friday night was the rehearsal dinner, and then followed by an after party for that. And that's where most of my drinking happened. Like I had to be very consciously aware though, because I had to stay sober enough to recover quickly enough to drive. But I also had to make sure that my recovery time coincided to when the tides were out. So that way I wasn't trying to get out of that place in high tide. Because at some point you're driving through water. Like, don't know how deep it is. I didn't care to find out. Like, someone told me is that they drove through water at one point, and I'm like, cool, let's not do that. But anyway, so we're at this party, and Torn is pretty drunk. But Trav like top 3 most drunk I've ever seen him in our entire friendship.
Damn.
It was great. And it wasn't like he was like sloppy drunk. Like he was a little out there, but for the most part he was just louder and goofier than I've ever seen him in a long time.
Well, that's what you want,
And
right?
so yeah, no, it was a very fun time. And I was just talking to Tor, because Tor is always obsessed with seeing me drunk. It's like, yeah, come on, I want to see drunk Jay. And I'm like, drunk Trav is way better. Like, I don't know why you want to see me drunk. Like, let's get Trav there. And so all of a sudden, Torn, he leans in. We're all sitting at the couch, and he leans in, and he's like, boys. We're like, what? And he's like, rock, paper, scissors. Loser goes to jump in the pool. In the non-heated outdoor pool on a beach in October after it just rained a bunch.
Sounds toasty.
It was chilly. So, me and Trav are kind of looking at each other, and I'm sober. And I'm like, all right, sure, I'm down. This could be fun. Trav is like, no, if I'm jumping in the pool, everybody jumping in the pool. We're kind of looking at it like, and Torn did, even drunk, Torn did the thing that I did not expect him to do. He went, okay. I'm like, well, shit. Sure, why not? I get up and I just kind of look over at Star, who is informed of what's going on, and she looks right at me. She is also drunk. And she says, do it. So I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, jeans. So take the shoes off, go outside, take the shirt off, left the jeans on. It's like, heck with it. I go up to the pool's edge just in time to see Torn and Trav holding hands jumping into the pool. And so I like jump in a half second behind them. And they had shock for 2 reasons. 1 was the water temperature. 2
Alcohol?
was the fact 2 was the fact they didn't expect me to join.
Fair enough.
They genuinely did not expect me to join. And so we're all getting out of here. It's so cold. And we're kind of slowly making our way up. And then all of a sudden, one of the guys that was there, his name was Mason, reveals to us that there's a hot tub just right over there. And he proceeds to take the top off it. And I'm like, wait, is it on? Is it working? He's like, yeah, man. So I'm like, cool. So I start making my way back down the stairs, and we all go chill in the hot tub for a while. Just a couple of dumbasses. And there's a couple other guys that came out to join us, and they were going to come into the hot tub too. And we're like, no. Everybody in this hot tub has jumped in the pool first, so that means you have to as well. We got like 4 other people to do it.
You guys are idiots.
Before it was all said and done. And there was this one point where Trav was like, yeah, we all did it because we all drunk. And I'm like, I'm not. He's like, you're lying, Jay. You're lying. There's no way you're sober, Jay. And I looked right at him. I'm like, bro, I'm stone cold sober. I'm stone cold sober. If I wasn't sober before the jump into the pool, I'm sober now. So I am sober. He's like, no, you're not. Bet. And he reaches his hand out, so I'm like, and his face went from bet to, and he's looking over at the one. It's like, oh no. So the bet ended up being that Mason's fiance was also attending. She's a cop. And so we get put through a sobriety test. The whole walking the line thing. And whichever one of us did the worst jumped back into the pool. Travis lost.
That's pretty rad.
He bailed about halfway through it. He's like, I wobbled too much, and he just jumps in. Yeah, it was a fun night.
Weird segue, all right? Because this is happening right now, okay?
Okay.
So I talked to you about something before the show, right? For just a second.
Yeah.
That like where it's going right now is absolutely fucking bonkers. So I told Jay before the show that AOC is gonna stream on Twitch. She's currently at 360. It's going up. Hold on. 63,000 people watching her right now.
363,000.
Yes, and it's going up. She might break the new record.
What is?
She's just
What is
AOC
she
on
doing?
Twitch. She's playing Among Us with like Pokey, Myth, Lupo, Toast, Hassan, bunch of people.
Wow. That's actually
insane.
that's kind of incredible.
What? That's nuts. She has more viewers than she has followers right now. And she's already at 323,000 followers. That's nuts. Yeah, she's doing it to promote voting, which, by the way, go out and vote. Like,
Yeah.
vote. Like, it's not just because I've said this every election. It's not just the presidential election; it's local as well. That matters.
I'll say there's a bunch of stuff that needs voted on. Get to it.
There's props to get voted on. There's local government officials, state government officials, federal government officials, plus the presidential election. So, you can vote.
Even school districts.
Yeah.
Which, as a side note, is not something I ever thought I would be directly concerned with until this year, when one of the candidates for this area's local school district, to put it as politely as possible, she's a psycho. She's a psycho,
you know, right?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Oh,
No.
you're dealing with one of those.
She's like psycho. Like, was COVID a government experiment? Why are teachers getting going for the school? Going for the schools. Why are teachers getting as much funding?
Bullshit. I hate people who say that when they have to fucking buy their own fucking supplies with their money.
Mm-hmm.
That is part of the problem. People are like, but what about my taxes? Dude,
It was just like, it was this whole slew of like already crazy sounding stuff. And then the tinfoil hat got strapped on when she's like, COVID, like there's an article also by her somewhere that was like, COVID could be a government experiment. And I'm like, It even was like, this person was also like, she was caught up and she said something to where she later claimed was in the heat of the moment. I forget what was said exactly, but it was in the neighborhood of not good. Like, definitely something that probably shouldn't have been said. Definitely shouldn't have been said. And she commented on it later, basically, I guess you have no other way to go here. But she was basically like, I apologize, this is in the heat of the moment. And I'm like, so this is in your head, though. Like, your filter just didn't get caught up with your mouth, so you actually do think this. It's not... You can't...
She does have someone running against her, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, we voted for them.
Yeah. Well, that's one of my problems with, like... So, weird thought. Recently, I haven't really talked publicly about it. I've thought about the fact that, like, there are a lot of local elections that don't have someone running against them, who maybe have different ways of approaching things, which is part of why my thought process lately has been kind of like, what if I got into it somehow because of that? Like, it just feels like that is... Because it sucks when you see people who probably shouldn't be doing this stuff, like that whatever Cotton I think his name was, who was like racist and shit, was elected because pretty much up until a certain point he didn't have anyone going against him.
So
And he gained notoriety because of it. People recognize the name.
I want to. What'd you say his name was?
I think his name was something Cotton, if I remember his last name correctly.
Cotton.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And they're a race.
Uh-huh.
All right, cool.
Uh-huh.
See, I didn't want to go there, and so I'm just gonna stop here, just so long as you and I both are there mentally now. Like, oh boy, bro, just why? I think it's all we got anymore. It's just why.
Again, so go fucking vote. I have my ballot. I'm probably going to fill out tomorrow because it's my day off, so I can actually go and look into some of the stuff that I want to look into first beforehand. For the most part, I know what I'm voting on for pretty much the entire ballot. It's just a couple things that I want to look into first.
I was about to say, like, mail-in ballots are like a genius invention.
Washington's been doing it for years. And even then,
Yep.
we get our ballots. We're allowed to just go to a drop box and drop them off, too.
Yeah,
we can mail them back or just drop them off. I prefer to drop them off because I like my fucking sticker. I'm sorry. I hold on to my stickers. I have a little thing that I hide them in. Because I saw this really cool thing recently where this lady, she has 2 kids. And she's like, I put in every sticker that I've gotten from when I voted and why I voted for them. Because I want to be able to pass that and look, like, be able to reflect back and be like, this is why I voted this. But also, so I can show my kids that. She had 2 kids.
Cool.
One was like 23. One was like 13, 16, somewhere in there, teenager. I'm like, that's pretty fucking rad. That's a genius idea.
That's really cool.
Right? Like, I don't know, because this is my second presidential election, so that I get a vote in. I'm doing math correctly. You're third? Because I just missed 2012s because I graduated in 2013. I turned 18 in 2013, so if I'd been born a year earlier, I would have been able to vote that year while in high school. But wasn't able to. Which is fine. I already know how I would have voted for that one. But at the same time, it's like, again, I only missed that election because I was a year off. So, you know, it sucks. My the 2 times I've gotten to vote were these 2 years. Not really an option on the table. It's
no good ones anyway.
Well, okay.
Very few good ones. Put it that way.
My big thing about it is like one option I don't care for because it's mostly what we've had.
Right.
The other option is eating regurgitated shit that's poisonous and will destroy things. This may taste bland, boring, and I fucking hate it. But the other one's gonna kill me.
Yeah. That's a way to look at it. I won't say. Well, what's interesting is, so for my state, we also have an option of same old shit. And then the other option is kind of a little bit of a wild card. So it's like, could go good, could go bad.
I just, for me personally,
I like to think it'll go good because I voted that wild card. Like,
fair.
I'll be real.
For me, it's.
But
I've definitely, and I've been open about it. I've definitely leaned further left as time has gone on. I still have certain things like that I do like think more conservative about. like small businesses probably shouldn't be taxed super hard, because they're small businesses and they should be able to have the chance to flourish, especially if they're a florist.
Really?
I'm sorry. That was
Really? No, you're not.
No,
Don't
I'm
lie
not.
to me. Don't lie to me. Do not lie to me.
Well, the other thing too is, funny enough, we will have a show election night.
Oh wow.
It's on Tuesday.
I don't wanna. I already know what you might be about to propose.
No, I'm not gonna propose that. Okay, that is not what we're gonna do.
It.
We will.
I don't want to do it.
We will do our damnedest to not. The night of, we will do.
Yeah,
our,
I don't want to talk about any of it. Like, not a word. Not a single damn
While we're
word
live
about
on the show that night, I will say we will probably avoid talking about it just to give us a moment of levity, because for an hour to 2 hours, we will have a moment where we're just hanging out. Okay? The rest of that day, I'm going to be glued to every fucking screen that I can be. Because, yeah.
I honestly, I can't stand to watch it in progress. I gotta wait till the end and just get all the numbers then.
Well, yeah, no, and that's the other
Because
thing.
the last time I tracked one that close, was when Kentucky had like the real asshole governor.
Oh.
And we were like, he was losing for like the first half of the day, if I remember correctly. He was losing at some point and then like stayed losing for a bit, and then just out of nowhere it just
Yeah.
like how'd that happen?
That was so the first time I ever voted, 2016. That was that night. That was that night for me. I was hanging out with my dad. We went to go pick up my brother. I looked at him, I'm like, oh hey, things are looking all right.
Yeah, no.
And then the next fucking 4 hours were me and him sitting on the couch going, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? The ex who shall not be named, the bitch, that we were dating at the time, so she called because she was really upset about it too, and all that. So like it was a rough night. That was the first time I ever actually voted. Fucking sucked.
What an experience for your first.
It's definitely solidified how I will vote forever. In the sense of like my mentality on things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just go out and vote. Like if you got early voting, drop off your ballot early. Make sure you listen to all the instructions on the ballot.
Sign where it says to sign.
Sign where it says to sign. Use your privacy sleeve. Make sure things are sealed correctly. Do all the things that you need to do to make sure it gets counted. Because maybe not on the grander scale due to the fact of how systems work, and that's a topic for a different day. But especially on a local level, your voice matters. It can make a difference. So remember that. That's how I put it. Go out and vote. Get a sticker. I'm getting one. I drop it off. I'm honestly probably going to drop mine off tomorrow. Because I'm probably going to put an order on the Target app for Drive Up. To get some dish soap and stuff. Because I didn't grab it after work today because I wanted to get home for this. And I don't like, personal opinion, if I have the option for Drive Up or something like that, that's what I'm doing lately. Because A, it's smarter. I don't know. Just deal with less assholes.
That's all I want in life anymore. Just deal with less assholes. I'm not even to the point anymore. It's where I was just like, I just don't want to deal with assholes. Just give me less. Like the bar is lowered. Just give me less of them, please.
Seriously.
Please.
Bullet ingredients.
Dude, my freaking boss, and speaking of assholes, my freaking boss last week the day before I left, was like, so full context, we have this little Excel spreadsheet, which is our COVID rotation schedule, which basically what this means. Now, all of us are on site. This is to reduce risk and blah, 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 which I had a rant on however many months ago now. He's like, why did you change the schedule and blah, 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 and all this other stuff without telling me, like, I need you in the office on Thursday, which was the day after that I was leaving. And I'm like, yeah, you already approved that time off. And so the full context is I didn't change. The schedule had me working Thursday, on site Thursday, and on that following Monday as well. And I'm like, so, and it only affected one teammate per day. Like, it was a different teammate. Like, the teammate that it affected on Monday, I messaged her and she's like, cool, no problem. But apparently the other guy on Thursday was like, I have to take my daughter to a doctor's appointment and whatnot. And it was at the less busy facility. So I was like, oh, well, I doubt anything's going to happen. So maybe, like, get there if you can. If not, I don't really see it being an issue. He's like, yeah, I'll probably have to talk to Eddie, was my boss's name.
Yeah.
And he's like, so no idea what he said to my boss. Probably something along the lines of, Jay just informed me that he changed the schedule and blah, blah, blah. And probably didn't include my apology of hi, especially the part where I said, I already approved the time with Eddie. So, you know, and that's not something I'm brave enough to lie about because it's way too easy to check.
Yeah. Usually it's
I'm one of
system.
I'm one of a 3-person team. It's information doesn't have to travel all that far. Like, so, but yeah, so he did that. He messaged me, says, what are you doing? I need you in the office Thursday, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you already approved the time. Like, my bad for not changing the schedule soon enough. Should have changed it immediately. Totally forgot. That's on me. That's my bad. I take that. To his credit, and it's mostly he had no choice, but he at least was just bluntly honest about it. And he messaged me and he says, shit, I just seen you were off the rest of the week. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, my boss yesterday radioed me because I keep forgetting what day to put in my time off. Because I am requesting the 12th off of November. Because I've budgeted things correctly, I believe.
Oh.
Be able to pick up something on the 12th.
Oh.
Can you guess what comes out the 12th of November?
I'm assuming it's a console.
Which one?
You better went PlayStation, bub.
Oh, no fucking way I'm going Xbox this time.
Listen, I'm
Xbox has, like... Xbox just doesn't have shit at launch. That's my problem that I would care
it
about.
Has no shit at launch.
Oh, no!
Here? He just messed up everything!
Motherfucker! Motherfucker!
Oh my god. Oh god, and now there's 2 of me.
Son of a bitch.
Hi, not even loaded yet.
There he is.
There he is.
Motherfucker.
So Cups is here.
Oh my god.
How long ago did you send that message?
That in the chat?
Yeah. That
about 2 minutes ago.
No, that just happened.
No. Yeah. Hi, friends.
Hi.
That's brilliant. What's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing. You can finish your story. I'll talk about my stuff in a bit.
What were we saying? God damn it.
PS5.
PS5,
Xbox
yeah,
I'm
I'm picking up the PS5 at launch. Because I've budgeted correctly. So, should be getting that. Which means my PS4, which has Vader on it, will probably be going somewhere in here, in this collection of stuff. Which will be pretty cool.
Dude, I better... There are a lot of games for my PS4 that I better get some free upgrades for. Like
Well,
they were offering for a few.
They have all of only 10 games aren't backwards compatible on their list. So by default, you're technically going to get an upgrade playing it on the PS5 because it's just better equipment playing it. So you're going to get shorter load times and like.
Listen, so long as I don't have to spend money twice, that's all my concern is.
Yes, you will be able to
rooted
like
in.
most of these. So this right here, this list, because that's my PS4 collection. My PS3 collection is a lot larger because I had a PS3 for a lot longer before I got my PC. So like I got 2 shelves of PS3. I got 1 shelf of PS4. That's not even full.
I would have had 2 shelves of PS3 had not the PSN been utter garbage, and I got won over by Xbox during that time.
Fair. That's what my dad bought us, and we weren't gonna get an Xbox. So by default. And I didn't even buy all these games. Some of these games came from our friend Joe. Some of these games, when he was going on his mission, he's like, "Here, have some games and another PS3." I have 2 PS3s, bro. I don't know what to, I want to put one in this collection too. But everything that I have on my PS4 shelf is backwards compatible, and some of those on that list are getting next gen upgrades. Which will be like Spider-Man, GTA, Destiny will probably get a next gen upgrade console wise.
Is it maddening to anybody else other than me that GTA had 4 games from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2 and then PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 5? It's just GTA 5?
Dude, the thing prints money, and I don't blame it.
PlayStation 3 had GTA 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
But GTA 5 has survived from 2 generations ago to now. That game's over a decade old, isn't it?
Let's find
It came
out.
out in 08, right?
GTA.
No.
Is that 08
No,
or
no, no.
09?
No.
It came out. Or was it 10?
Hang on.
2013, bro.
Yep.
Are you kidding?
Is a 2013
Yeah,
Activision.
2013. I was about to say, no, that GTA 4 probably around in that time, and it did not survive. But
Hey, GTA 4 was a mess, and I love it.
GTA 4 came out in 2008.
When did Red Dead? 2010 then? Is Red Dead 2010? Is that what I'm thinking?
Red Dead Redemption.
Yes. Yeah, that was
Okay.
2010.
Okay, that's my timeline then. Sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah, that Red Dead has a better shelf life than GTA 4 ever did.
GTA 4 has a shelf life for those who appreciate its chaos and brokenness.
Dude, the chaos, the brokenness, like, I thoroughly enjoyed a GTA game brought to life in modern graphics and stuff, regardless of how lackluster the story was.
Well, the story wasn't great. Another thing about that game, though, one of my favorite moments is I had I believe the character's name was Dwayne, right? Because there's Dwayne and the guy who introduces you to him. And I had Dwayne on the back of my motorcycle that I always drove. Which maybe I stole it every time I needed it, but it was my bike. So I'm going, and my brother and I are hanging out. And I think my friend was with us. Yeah, my friend was with us too. We were all hanging out, and I'm driving on the bike. And I look away for a second and look back, and all of a sudden I hit one of those mediums. And I hit it hard and kind of like skid across it. And then we're like, where the fuck's Dwayne? Here's the median. Just
laying on it.
on his back. On his back.
What?
I had launched him so high up. We had time for Nico to get up, for us to go, where's Dwayne? And for him to hit on his back like this. His head was like leaning off the median, looking at us. And then it said, your friend is no longer available to hang out. I call them again later. Because he was fucking dead! Killed Dwayne on that ride. It sucked. I felt really
Good
bad.
job.
But it was fucking funny. It's part of the reason why I wish I was, like, as a teenager, was smart enough to not spend my money on crap and actually buy like something to help record stuff. So, you know, just how it is. I wish I was able to record that because that was fucking funny. And there's no way I'll ever be able to recreate anything like it. With such
Dude,
a
you want to talk
one-time
about
thing.
so you know the only thing worse than that is having the capabilities to record and not. Prime example, when Far Cry 5 came out, I got the sniper shot of a lifetime. I'm just walking around. I was collecting resources for something. I was having to look, and I see an enemy patrol truck just kind of just going along the road. I had the sniper rifle already out, so I was like, heck, let's cause some trouble. Totally expecting just to start a fight, but turns out there was only one guy in the truck, and I know there was only one because I hit him. Like here's the truck, like coming, like going about this speed in the scope, and I am like leading the shot, and it worked. Like something from the movies, man. Just like Jason Bourne meets the shooter. Just
And then
Those are always
more
rad
like
moments.
oh my gosh, it was freaking brilliant.
I think about that sometimes, like the occasional stream that we have. Like I know that I've streamed it and it's been captured at some point, but after the first like month, it's gone. And I wish I went back and clipped a couple of things because, like Dev knows, I'm always a pessimist when I play video games. And I'm like, I suck. I'm gonna die, which I often do.
Every so often.
Yeah, but I remember moments where it's like, man, I have terrible aim, and then in like PUBG, I'll use a battle rifle and shoot somebody from like some 100 yards away, or like, sorry, not a battle rifle, a scopeless sniper. I forget what they're called.
An AR.
R98?
Yes,
The
essentially.
wooden sniper or one of the higher grade ones?
I can't remember, honestly. It's been enough
That's
time.
fair.
But it just be occasionally where I'll get a shot that's like headshot, they're down. All right, cool. And like no fanfare or anything by me. I'm just like, da, 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 da. And I just want
fair,
those
just
moments.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why,
I
like,
just-
me and Steven have had this discussion, and not. We'll make this discussion public because also it's just an interesting discussion because you and I have different philosophies on it.
Okay.
Archiving streams,
Hmm.
because my thought process was that not on my main channel, and it's not even one that I would really promote. It would just be one that exists to be there, kind of thing, you know, where I would just upload the streams over there. Just so that they have like the full length stream itself over, so that it's archived and exists. My thought process is sometimes people like to see the full length stuff, A, and B, people might want to go back and maybe there's there's a thing I do that I don't realize that I do a lot. That someone's like, I wonder how many times he's done this, and they want to make a compilation because fair use is fair use in my opinion. If you're going to create something different than what we would be doing with my material, and it's just like something that someone wanted to make that they enjoy my content and wanted to make something kind of silly, I'm for it, kind of thing, you know. And that would be a resource that I would be open to them using. Because then it would be there for them, you know what I mean?
This just
right.
in, Dev finds new editor because Memis became better editor. Just kidding.
So yeah, I am hiring. But like it's one of those things that my thought process on it is that there's a way to preserve the stuff that I've done then, because they do disappear after a certain point. Steven was more on the when we talked about last time was more on the side of, but why though? If you're also doing the highlights and the other stuff.
I was gonna say, yeah, if for instance, if you as a streamer are making highlight videos of your streams and then decide, well, I'm gonna put the VOD somewhere else, so they could watch the VOD. I feel like there's no point in doing the highlights anymore because then they could just watch the VOD. Like I get
So,
that
I
there is a
understand-
point,
so-
but
I understand the point of between the two. Like if I had to pick between the two, between watching a full length VOD and seeing highlights, provided that the cuts are good and it's not like, you know, it doesn't look completely gutted, I'm gonna take the highlights video. Because I feel that for my time watching a video on YouTube, for the most part, there are certain things I watch that have long length, but that's because I have the time and there's probably a deeper reason for it.
Yes.
But for a lot of like rewatching of a stream and stuff, not really. I'm only ever looking if I miss a streamer and they do a video that's from their stream from however many days ago. I would just rather watch their highlight of here was like probably one of their best moments, and it's about, you know, a 15, maybe even a 20-minute kind of video of whatever went down. I'd rather do that than, in your case, the 6 to 8 hours of stuff.
I'd say 2 to 10 hours, sir.
That's worse, Dev.
Hey,
you do realize that's worse. Just kidding.
no. It's not.
Just kidding.
'Cause I'm gonna watch. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm one of these people that like will click a video for curiosity's sake, and I see the timestamp, and it'll say 2 hours and 5 minutes or whatever, and I'm thinking it says 2 minutes and 5 seconds sometimes, and I click it, and obviously I'm like 10 minutes. I'm like, what the heck am I in? And then, you know, then it dawns on me, and I'm like, oh my god,
Well, see,
what
me,
am I in?
Like, if I'm watching a long form content, I'm not watching it usually in one sitting. There's like there's some people that I follow, like the Right Opinion and stuff like that I follow for stuff like long form content that I'll watch in segments depending on what I'm doing, or like Kind of Funny's podcasts. I listen to a lot of their stuff, and so I'll usually listen or watch their content in segments as well. I rarely am like, okay, they dropped because this week they dropped Catwoman in review, which was fucking hilarious. But I did watch that in segments. I started listening to it in the car on my drive home from work. Got home, showered, got ready for the podcast. Was listening to it a little bit before the podcast yesterday. Podcast. Finished it after the podcast. Like, I'm not going to watch something that's around 2 hours in one sitting usually, unless it's like a movie. But I do plan on watching that entire thing. Again, long form content is different because odds are I do also watch Tim the Tatman every fucking day. He uploads a 15 to 20 minute video on his main channel every day. And I'm going to watch it because it's easy to watch on my break. It's easy to watch either on my lunch or my break, or shortly when I get home.
Be it's Tim.
Well, yeah, but like there's others too. Like I'll watch Gold Glove, I'll watch Gassy Mexican, a few others that I'll go to. But
Did you see the ones? Just as a side note to that, did you see the one where his son unplugged his computer?
That was fucking hilarious. His son just hit the power button because he likes pushing buttons.
Was it the power button?
Yeah.
I thought he yanked the cable.
No, it's the clip. The moment is him setting Brewer down, and him turning to his wife is Alexis, right? That's her name.
Yep.
I believe. Him turning to Alexis. Make sure he doesn't hit the power button. And then the Twitch something happened screen pops up. It wasn't his game PC, it was his stream PC. Which is hilarious.
I was about to say, of all the things, of the two available.
So,
power button.
He was dead at this time in Warzone as well. So, like, when he gets back, you can hear Jack. So, you can hear Courage, Nick Merckx, and I believe it's Cloaksy that they're playing with. All going like, yeah, so his kid turned off this PC the entire time. Like, it's fucking funny. Like, and Jack's like, if I have a kid, I'm gonna teach him to do that shit. Because that's fucking content.
I'm about to say that is content. 100% content. My kid doesn't know it yet, but he just helped his dad make more money.
No, 100%. Well, like, you know, that's why I think like there's room for both. Because some people like the long form content, some people like the short form content. I personally prefer to watch short form content when it comes to gameplay.
Right.
When it's gameplay, I need short form content personally. I'm not gonna sit for longer than probably like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on who it is.
That tells me then that I am not going to upload those VODs for you. And you can do that yourself, but do to others what you want done to you. So if you're not going to watch long form gameplay, I'm not going to upload long form gameplay.
No, and I said I would be uploading it myself to a different channel. I wouldn't be directly uploading it to Dorky Dev on YouTube. It would probably be like Dorky Dev Archive, Dorky Dev Stream Archive, or something like that. Like it would be a separate channel.
Dorky D Archive.
Something like that. Just because I don't think that, like, that, in my opinion, that isn't what my main channel would be. You know what I mean? My main channel is gameplay. That's short form episodes, mostly a highlight. So if I'm playing a game, it's a highlight of that game, or it's the highlights of the week. So like that's more what that channel is. So, and if I start making more money, then, you know, then there's more videos and there'd be more individual episodes on certain games. But on the side, like, for the archive thing, I think it's just more that, so they exist. So if something happens, we have access to those in some form.
Right.
So now I have to look something up. Only because I'm going to be this jackass. Give me a second.
Oh boy, here we go.
I like it when Steven says things like that.
Neither do I. Because the thing is, like, I also don't expect this to be like something that, like, I'm not doing it for profitability. I'm doing it because I want to be able to hold on to some of those moments that maybe don't make it into a highlight video,
posterity.
Right? Yeah.
For posterity.
It's more because, like, there's a lot of moments that don't make it into highlight videos, and this isn't Steven's fault. This isn't me blaming him. There's just a lot of moments I really enjoy from streaming, and if I'm streaming upwards of 30 hours a week, sometimes, not every week.
His face that he just made when you said that number.
Sometimes.
It's happened.
It's like, I would say low ball 20 hours a week, high ball maybe 40 hours a week.
I have videos I have to edit now that are like of a set time, usually.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that like, I can't.
You could have seen my editing process last Friday, where I sat down or streamed me editing one of Dev's videos, and it's literally like what I literally do is I just watch the WAV files. I find the highest peak or one of the low peaks, and I like, all right, what happened here? Listen to it, not funny. All right, next part. Listen to it, not funny. All right, next part.
Well, quote unquote, not funny. I would say it's more like also just like funny for the video that's already existing at that point. Because, like, sometimes there's a running joke or theme that's kind of floating through the video itself already. And certain things may not work with that. Like, the episode you did way back when with the forest, where the brother highlight.
Where
video,
I made a music video of the cult, basically.
Yeah. Would not have worked with other stuff showing up a ton in there. Because it was seriously just us going, brother, 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 brother.
Yeah.
And it was funny. But if you were to throw in random moment where it's us just talking about something completely off topic, doesn't matter, I would probably have said cut it from that video because it wouldn't have worked with the video itself. But that doesn't mean I dislike the moment. I, probably would like that moment to be preserved in some way, which is what the archive, in my opinion, would be more for. Because also it just gives the moment for that, like those moments, like if someone goes through and like goes, oh wow, this was a funny moment, and it's like, hey, why didn't this moment make it into this week's highlights when Stevin edited it? And I'm like, oh well, if you watch the video, this was more the theme of that episode kind of thing, so it didn't quite fit in there. I think that moment's funny too. And it gives people feedback.
For instance, the most recent episode of Phasmophobia, there's this ongoing joke about raching, and which just means her game crashed and Blue's a jackass. And it just kept happening where she's like, Blue's like, I think my game raged. What did you say? And then, yeah, just she says it, then he says it, and it just keeps going on. And like individually being like, I think my computer's about to rage. Isn't funny. But with the setup of all of it together, pretty darn funny.
Yeah. And that's why
and then
it
there's
works.
the two screams. I love your screams.
Everyone does.
And more people know about the 666 donation. Hooray! It's not just me
Yay.
anymore.
Hooray. Yay me.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of that's my thought process on it. Like, it has nothing to do with like Steven's editing and stuff like that. It's just more that like I stream a lot, so there's a lot that does end up on the cutting room floor. So that's my thought process on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it wouldn't be Steven's job to upload those things. Because I could easily just hit export from Twitch over there, over to this YouTube instead of that YouTube. So that's more the thought process on it. So yeah,
All right.
fun topic.
Mm-hmm. Want to hear about my day?
Sure, we'll round out a little bit with that.
It's not a good ending, but so Dev kind of knows how it started. I had literally how my day started. It seems fine, honestly. Like yesterday was a little bit of a problem because initially today I was going to be sent to a city where I wouldn't even be coming back home for another hour and a half, probably. And tomorrow they're sending me out to a city that's a 2-hour drive for where I am right now, and I have to be there at 6 in the morning.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So yesterday I spent a lot of time at work working with my coworkers being like, can I switch you? Can I switch you? Can I switch you? You? Thank you. I'm not going to die anymore. I appreciate you. Because I was not worried about energy. I was worried about literally falling asleep while driving after only 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
If that,
so-
if that.
Yeah, if that. And I mean, I still kind of have to deal with that, but as soon as we're done with the show, I'm pretty much going to bed. So, but today, the way it started was I got met at the school that I was working with by a new hire. His name was Ricky. And what happens is we talk for a little bit. He takes one photo. He walks out the door and leaves and quits. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have no idea why. He didn't give any of us an explanation. Like, he talked to the boss for a second, and she's like, just finish out the day, and if you still don't like it, it's fine. And he's like, nope, I'm going home, and just left. Yeah. So we were a camera down all day today at the school, and that was really fucking annoying. And it doesn't end there, because I later found out from my boss, because my boss left to do a meeting and then came back because she decided she was going to help us with the other camera since the other guy left. Turns out, while she was at her meeting, she found out a second one of my coworkers, who had been working with us for a week now, just didn't show up. And apparently has quit now too. So we had 2 people quit today at work.
Honors, dude.
Yeah, and I am so livid, but not at the same time, because it's not my problem, but now it is my problem, because
So
I'm
it
going to
becomes
be
your
the
problem when they're a camera down at your shoot.
Yeah, I'm a camera down at my photo shoot, and now I'm going to be sent to a lot more stuff, and some of it's not even going to make sense. Like, I'm going to be sent to a school from like 10 to 2, and then they're going to send me to another school from like 3 to 7 to try and fill out an extra camera that we need for some reason. Or like, it's going to be the most useless schedules. And the worst part is my work keeps changing, where my here in California, it turns out only in California for some reason, they have fired all of our sales reps. Well, not fired, they've technically laid them off, which means they can probably be hired back later on. But we currently don't have any sales rep at a job that sells photos to schools. So my boss now takes all the responsibility of the sales reps. So now she has her job of scheduling everybody, getting all the equipment ready, getting all the schools set up and whatnot. Now she has to.
So like, what's her official job title?
Her title is photo lead. She's the lead
Yeah.
photographer.
So
That's
that
it. She schedules us photographers basically, and like
dude, there's a reason like that. No, I remember being asked. So this is kind of like a side thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I remember having a one-on-one review with my boss a couple months ago, and he's like, "What is your plans over the next 5 years or whatever?" And I said, "I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to help lead a team. You know, like if the company's being grown, just have a facility that I manage the technical aspects of, and I have a team that reports to me, and you know, I can kind of help delegate and train and stuff." And he's like, "So would you be more interested in a management position or in technical split?" And I'm like, "Are we talking like for right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, like for right now." And I'm like, "Oh, tech, 100% tech." Because like people who volunteer for the technical / practical applications of the job, regardless of the job, generally don't want or like or both the managerial side of the job. And that's just so her job up until this point wasn't, I mean, it's customer facing when the shoots happen,
Yeah, basically.
but that's like
But-
it.
Yeah, she's behind the scenes basically. And the
Yeah,
worst part about all of this too is her boss has now told her she's only allowed to have 16 hours of on the clock time in the office. So now not only is she
A
doing
week or
a week, 16 hours a week of sending emails and doing all the behind the scenes stuff, like communicating with all the schools that she now has piled onto her plates, and like scheduling all of us things, and like talking to other managers who need help with certain things, and like training new hires because now we need 3 new hires. So like,
this isn't even my job and I have a headache.
I
Yeah,
am
welcome
so
to our discussions.
stressed. Like, in
Like
the
it
worst
sounds,
go ahead.
some of this sounds about as dumb as like my job, right? With the whole, which I've talked about it before, I can't call or email our users directly. No one can fucking give me a good reason why. Like, it's so bullshit. It's a rule I break often. Because I'm like, I gotta get the job done. This is the way to get the job done. It's mostly the calling thing. I don't ever try to email them. Like I call. Because it's like, that's my phone.
It's easier too.
Yeah, way easier. And they answer their phones.
You call the
They answer their
secretary
phones.
or whoever, they'll answer.
Our service desk is already on some weird phone number. So generally, a lot of people in this company are basically trained themselves to answer a phone number that they don't recognize. So then they answer up and it's me. And it's like, "Hi, I'm not the service desk. I want to solve your problem right now. Please describe to me in better detail than your ticket, your 1-sentence ticket. What is happening?"
But the last thing, wait, I lost what the last thing I was going to say was. Oh no, the last thing now is with my job, because how this season has kind of been falling apart or all around us.
Yeah.
All of the veteran photographers are starting to talk to each other, and by veteran I mean the photographers who have been here for 2 years. I'm like one of the oldest photographers with my company now in my office, and I've only been there for 3 years. But all those others,
Isn't that terrifying?
right? And the best part is all those others are now like, okay, so when are you going to put your 2-week notice? Because if you put in your 2-week notice and then I put in my 2-week notice at the same time, she's going to panic. So they're already planning on quitting, and they just don't know when they're going to do it yet.
Crazy.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, bot.
I don't think she is, though. I do think one of my coworkers now has invested interest in Critically Casual because I talked to him a lot about movies and he was really interested.
Ooh.
So we might have a
Welcome.
viewer, maybe. Yeah.
No, I mean, I haven't been dealing with anything like that. You guys have been nuts with your work. On top of other stuff. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just sorry, there's a lot going on right now. Like, just in general. It's just been a nuts day. I don't know. Jay, I saw a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you playing it when it launches, the DLC for Destiny 2?
More than likely.
Figured I'd ask. When is that? Is that the 18th?
It's soon. Beyond Light release. November 10th.
Fuck. I might have to wait a little bit. Or I might have to wait till that Friday.
Here's my problem with that. Legion comes out in 9 days. Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah.
Never thought I would think that was unfortunate.
Yeah, we talked about that, by the way, Stephen.
Cool.
Yeah, dude. It's freaking nuts.
Currently at 360,000 people watching. That's nuts. AOC is at that. Also, Ilhan Omar. I think I'm really bad at her first name, but
Yes, Congressman Ilhan Omar.
yes, is also streaming right now too at like 10,000 people, if I saw correctly. That's insane.
Yeah, she has the highest number of viewers ever, apparently.
Not ever, no, because remember, Ninja did hit 500,000 something.
Okay.
And I think when Doc returned on YouTube, he had a higher peak than what Ninja had on that stream.
Okay.
So that's more.
Didn't Doc like approach Ninja, like was approaching Ninja's numbers quite rapidly in the pre-stream? Like the man wasn't even on camera yet. Like, because I think Harris Heller tweeted something about it. It was just like, this man is not even playing anything yet and has this many viewers.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was either
it was his stream the day before where he was like some sort of test stream kind of thing that was closing, like it was like at like 300,000 400,000 range, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that was it. He was specifically
day
tweeting
before.
about, I think. Yeah, that's like, come on, man.
It don't make sense sometimes.
Dude, bro, I'm not even going there.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's kind of cool. Because like personal opinion, I think AOC's kind of cool because she's very much like she's very down to earth with her upbringing and stuff like that.
Right.
Like she was a waitress before she was a politician. Like she comes from she represents where she was born.
She comes from nothing.
Kinda.
You are nothing.
Kinda. She doesn't come from like a wealthy family or powerful family or anything like that. She's just she fits into a category of like someone like me who like wasn't as, you know, maybe as financially fortunate. So, you know, it's pretty fucking cool in my opinion that, you know, also it's a cool way to promote voting by using Twitch stream, which again.
Well, what's interesting is, I mean, that's it's a modern tool that is very much underutilized in that respect. Like,
let's see, I'm trying to check now. When the last time Bernie Sanders used his Twitch account?
oh my god, I've actually forgot he did that.
3 hours ago. He was on 3 hours ago with a Michigan Go TV virtual rally.
Because you know, I think it's a cool way to use the platform in some ways, because it's like it's a modern way to do that, and I think it does connect closer with people in a way, because like
Bernie uses his like almost like exclusively politics though, and
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not expecting
well,
this. I'm not
AOC's over here
expecting
fucking playing Among Us with some of the biggest
exactly. See,
streamers.
and that's the thing, and that's actually what I like about her versus. I mean, you use the platform with what you're good at.
Bernie's really good at
And-
talking about politics, if not one of the best. At least
and
discussing
it's just
it.
like, yeah, but
Oh, it's just it's cool to see the modern world.
Oh, I want to see Trump play Among Us.
No,
no,
God,
Only
no.
because I want to see everybody stab him in the back 100 times.
God, that would be the most. He wouldn't mute.
That's true. He wouldn't mute. That's a good point.
I'd hate that. I hate the idea of it on a level that doesn't make sense.
me too. Honestly,
Like you said it, and my brain went, I hate that idea. I absolutely hate this
I
idea.
think my body had a physical reaction to that idea. Was not a.
Yeah. My
I'm not a
body would
fan.
have one of joy when I see that knife. I'm just kidding. I'm going to stop saying those things and get off this watch list.
Fucking hell. All right. Anyone else got anything else for the night?
Oh, one last question. What would win if you were... I guess the good question is... I think that's the best way to ask it. What would win if you were to put lava and acid together? Would the acid melt the lava, or would the lava burn the acid?
Depends on the acidity of the acid.
All right, Mr. Wise Guy.
What? That's legitimately the question. That's legitimately the
I know.
answer.
Yeah, acid is a relatively general term
Yeah.
Mhm.
because something can be acidic, but not all that powerful.
Yeah. Like
Is
orange
acidic
juice.
higher or lower than 7? I forget.
On the pH scale?
Yeah.
Damn it!
I'll Google it.
Yeah.
I have
don't remember.
Google.
But
I
like,
used to know that.
but my,
like,
my thought process would be
Why
more
am I
like,
blanking on that?
also how hot does the substance have to be to boil into steam?
Mm-hmm.
That's the other
No,
question
yeah.
I'd ask. There's layers to this, man. Much like there's
Mhm.
layers to molten lava.
So now I have a question for your question.
Okay.
Why? Why was this asked?
You just saw it on Twitter or something, didn't you?
No, it was actually on a podcast. Someone was like, they were talking about what it'd be like to be living in hell, and they're like, it's almost like going swimming and lava and acid mixed together. And I was like, is that possible?
You know, there might be a substance that would be acidic while it's molten,
I mean, probably, yeah.
which is terrifying to think about. How is that not in a game yet?
Molten acid.
Yeah, because you could maybe. So what? Okay, this would be a cool game design. You have like regular lava stuffs, and you have like heat resistant things that you can get throughout the game, and then you're like, oh, this was like towards the beginning of the game. This heat pool that I saw this thing across in. I can swim across it now, and you get in it, and you start getting hurt.
It starts corroding.
Yeah.
Okay. Corrosive lava. No! My
I'm
legs!
evil.
I mean, it's better than the other question I had, but I'm gonna skip that since Dev and I talked about it yesterday. So
Fair enough. Yeah. Other than that, like, go vote. If you got early voting, go vote.
yeah.
Like I said, I'll probably be voting tomorrow. So, Jay's already voted, as he said.
Yeah.
I've already voted. Yeah.
Steven, how are you voting this year?
We got our mail-in ballots, and then we're gonna take those mail-in ballots to a drop box.
Same. That's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Same. Well,
Hey!
at least we're gonna be filling up. I was gonna be filling them out tonight, but things had fallen through with work and
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
so tomorrow.
So,
Maybe
be sure to go vote.
tomorrow.
Vote. Vote. And,
And the answer to the pH scale.
Yes. Yes. Before we end. Yes.
Yeah, bases are higher and acids are lower.
Okay.
7 is neutral.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't confident in that answer.
Milk is acidic. Look at that.
Why do we drink it? Milk is awful. Anyways.
I could get in a whole conversation about that. You want to spend another 30
we
minutes?
don't have time. My friends expected me to go play games after this, so.
All right, fine.
Still, just be good to each other. Be kind. Don't be an asshole. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week, same time, roughly, if things go
On
correctly.
a Tuesday.
I already made the joke.
Damn it, I missed it.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
I
Oh,
think our
Jay, by
channel
the
was
way.
pretty great.
Yeah, I do too. I played Kingdom Hearts, by the way.
Bye.